check the mic and make sure it sound right.
Hi, I'm DK Will, and this is DK Will Talk About It. Today I humorously named this video, We Give an IOTA, We All Go to Where X Marks the Spot. And the reason I did that is because we're all anticipating, well, many of us are anticipating that in the cryptocurrency universe, that once everything is settled and the license is given to set sail, that many of the coins are going to fall off the wayside, those that do not have any utility or purpose in contributing to the system. And the reason I mention X marks the spot will be explained further. But I think we got a little clue on one of the measures that will determine which coins stay and which coins leave. And I believe this video will help those who are concerned about where they are invested in the cryptocurrency exchanges in a safe place to put your money. I can only tell you my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. I can tell you my perspective on things, and I will talk about it. So let's talk about it. Many are aware that the ISO 20022 standard is being implemented, and this is a brief explanation of what that is. However, in reality, as end users, unless we're techno geeks or whatever, and are involved in the establishment and implementation of the standard, all we need to know is that it works. But for those who are interested, the ISO 20022 is the standard. It's an electronic data interchange between financial institutions. It's basically just a way that they communicate with metadata. It covers financial information transfer between financial institutions. That includes payment transactions, securities, trading, and settlement information. And all financial institutions are being pretty much required to get into standard with the ISO 20022. And that's all we really need to know. And it's just a way that everyone communicates similarly, as you can see from the next slide. And in this slide here, we can see the messaging formats here. And without going too far into it, we see here in the middle the ISO 20022 model, and then bank proprietary software communicating. We see Swift communicating. We see these other ones, Rosetta Net communicating, Twist communicating. In other words, they all have a standard of communication, much like they had to do for the internet, you know, and the protocols had to be established. And that's about really all we need to know about ISO 20022, in my opinion, except one other thing. And I think that one other thing is Brad Garlinghouse gave everybody a clue a while back when he had this discussion, and in the behind him we had that there, what you see there, 2022. And so he was sending a message out that this is where it's going, and if we have any belief in what we're invested in when it comes to XRP, we know it's going to be the standard. And so he was basically, in my mind, communicating to everyone or anyone that this is where it's going and we need to get on board. Financial institutions need to get on board. And just a side note, I also noticed there's all types of words in that besides the ones that are lit up. That's a whole nother rabbit hole, a whole nother video for somebody to do, but I think maybe they're not by accident either. However, the fact that ISO 20022 is here and 022 is in here to stay is given. And now in the title we said, we give an IOTA, we should all go to where X marks the spot. Now let's talk about why X marks the spot. And X marks the spot because, as you can see on these three coins here, tokens, coins, cryptocurrencies, whatever you want to call them, we have XLM, Stellar, we have XRP associated with Ripple, and we have XDC associated with Zenfin. And in the beginning, I mentioned safe places to put our monies. Well, if we take into account the ISO 20022 standard and the clues we've been given, these coins are inked in to the ecosystem. And that being said, if they're inked into the ecosystem, they're probably a safe place, at least a safe token to put your coin. Places is another thing. We know a lot of the exchanges are going through their heaves and hoes right now too. So safe exchanges is a whole nother matter. Frankly, I think that if the exchange is going public or has gone public, such as a Coinbase, we know Uphold is considering it, and even Binance with Brooks leading the helm, we see they're heading in that direction. And we see the banks doing what we anticipated and what I spoke about in a previous video. They're getting their foot in. The JP Morgans are getting their foot in. The Bank of Americas, the Santanders, all over the world, they're getting their foot into this. For us to keep our feet into it, and to make sure that we are in tokens or coins or, they're going to assets, whatever you want to call them, I believe these are safe bets. I don't think these are the only safe bets. I also believe those you see here are safe bets. Now, Zenfin and XDC go together. There's a reason for that there. I'll talk about in a minute. Well, ALGO and IOTA. And in the title of this video, we give an IOTA. We should all go to where X marks the spot. Now you understand where that title came from. These two are, in my mind, safe bets going forward for any anticipated crashes or exchange issues. If you own these coins and you own these coins on the right exchange platform, I believe you should be safe. I believe you should be safe, and I'm living my life based on that. Yes, I do have a Nano S or two with some coins on there. However, I also have portfolios on other exchanges, Coinbase being one of them, and having gone public, I believe Coinbase is safe just for the fact that it has gone public, which means it's already had its dealings with the SEC to be able to list publicly. We anticipate Uphold's going to do the same thing, and like I said before, we expect Binance US to do the same thing. And right now, I don't really trust Binance US, but if they make some changes, I mean, maybe I'll go that route again. I still have an account there. I just took everything out of it. And this picture here, this shows Zenfin, which is associated with the XDC coin. And I couldn't help how reminiscent this advertisement of their platform tied into some of Mr. Poole's posts. And I don't have to say a word, you can see it there. I just took one example, but there's also examples associated with the skyscrapers that you see up there, that X going across there. And an X is for a non-sovereign currency. I mean, you have a USD because it's the US dollar, but an X before a currency is just saying it's a non-sovereign currency. And so XLM, XRP, XDC, and then we have ALGO, IOTA, and Zenfin, which is another X, is the XDC. I think those are safe places, folks. I really do. And it's not just based on what I think. And like I said, they're inked in. And this slide here, which we've all seen before, is last updated July of 2020, but it's the Interledger Protocol family of the ISO 20022 ecosystem. And in this schematic, you can see IOTA right on top. You can see Ripple XRP right below that. You drop a little further, you can see XFIN and then the XDC right below that. JP Morgan, who's making the news now, getting involved, was already there, and here they are, as was Circle and the USDC. And then we have ALGO. I'm going counterclockwise. And then if you scoop back up, you see Stellar and XLM. This is the basis, folks, of me determining in my investment strategies that those are safe places to have my cryptocurrencies, that those coins are going to survive the slaughter, because I believe Brett Garlinghouse when he said 99% of them will be gone. And with 10,000 plus coins out there, that's a lot of blood in the streets, and I don't want to be a part of it. And so this schematic, even though it's a year old, by the time you're looking at this video, it's on point. The RT Corda in the middle there, that happened in Italy a while ago. They've been up and running. And so Swift, they're making those transformations. And so the basis for this video here, X marks the spot, is right in front of you. And it doesn't stop there. This schematic here actually gives a timeline. And based on that timeline, we can see there go live in November of 21. Go live, go live, go live in November of 21. We see in 2019 the ISO 20022 at the Fed wire down there. We see the legacy changes beginning from November 2020. We see the ISO 22 like for like 3-month stability phase. So this is all plotted out, folks, and as we can see, it doesn't have a very long timeline, 2019 to 2025. And so just to also support my theory that one day you're going to go to sleep and you're going to wake up and you're going to look at your XRP and other currencies, and if you held on and didn't get rattled and shaken and dropped off, shaken loose, you are going to see a big bang in your portfolio. Is that an original statement from DK Will? Not necessarily. Because you can see in a very similar schematic as the one previously shown, that they referred to it as the Big Bang of November 21. And it looks that by about go live Q1 of 22, pretty much everything's going to be up and running, and then it's going to go to the maturation phase. It's going to achieve its maturity basically from 2023 to 2025. We're in 2021 right now, folks, so that's not a whole lot of time. So if you can hang in there, if you give an IOTA, I really believe we should all go to where X marks the spot. And so there you have them in front of you, folks. This is DK Will's summation of where I believe you can own some cryptocurrencies and survive the slaughter that's impending in the markets. XLM, XRP, XDC, IOTA, and Algorand. Now, of course, there are others, and I'm aware of that. And your level of certainty and your level of risk that you choose to make is what you choose to make. Because I'm not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment, enlightenment, enhancement of your portfolio, I hope. However, what I am saying is I believe, based on the schematics and plans already in place and already underway, that if you own these coins on the right platforms, you will be safe and you will survive the slaughter. Now, of course, the hard wallet is a whole nother angle, but I also believe that even though many are in the XRP community are saying get your coins off the exchange, I'm not going to argue against that at all, because I've done it with the ones that really matter to me. But I also believe that if your coins are on a publicly traded platform, you're safe. And so, like I mentioned before, Coinbase is publicly traded. They've gone through the SEC. They're in the system. They're not going anywhere, folks. Uphold has assured us that they're going to do the same somewhat. That sounds like a safe place to be, and Uphold is still a place for those of us in the US to get our hands on some XRP. And then, of course, we know that Brian Brooks moved over to Binance US. And given his history and his background, he didn't go there to destroy it. He probably went there to get it in compliance, because he's the one who passed the license for financial institutions and chartered banks in the United States to custody cryptocurrencies. And guess what? Follow the money means follow the banks. And that's exactly what they're doing now. And so for our own safety, us little guys, until we become the big guys, I'm offering this video because I believe it will hide your treasure and keep it safe. Have a nice evening. I want to thank you for stopping by. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Come on back and get some more. This is DK Will, and DK Will talk about it.